colors. Houston has moderate, has high colors. Los Angeles, high colors as well. San Francisco. Las Vegas, some peak colors. Miami, well, some parts of Miami, they're getting some low colors already. Otherwise, they're still getting a little to no color. Mostly in the metropolitan areas. Let's go here and switch to here. That's where we would begin the 3-day forecast at the surface. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me take a quick sip. Alright. So starting the month, the last month of the year, while your lows, and they're going to be in the, like right between -5 to -10 degrees Celsius for the low though. For folks in the US, that's in degrees Celsius, while mild temperatures to warm temperatures in Florida. But plenty of freezing temperatures all across the United States, with the exception of much of the South. Though somewhat fairly, I wouldn't call it mild, but I would call it mildly above freezing throughout the immediate coastal areas of the East Coast to Texas, and even on the West Coast, though. Let's see, your high wild would be in the, like right around -5 degrees Fahrenheit, Celsius. Folks in the U.S., plenty of warmth in Florida, mild temperatures along the Rio Grande Valley, southern Arizona, much of California, to parts of the coastal part of the Pacific Northwest. Very cold temperatures from the Rockies all the way to the mid-Mississippi Valley and even the interior and much of the Northeast. But not as freezing in the Ohio Valley, though. For Tuesday morning, wild, your lows, they're going to go down to around -10 degrees Celsius. Folks in the U.S., wow, there's just a lot of freezing temperatures all across the center part of the country, the Rockies and the interior Northeast, and much of the Northeast. There's going to be mild temperatures all across Florida and southern Georgia. Still somewhat mildly chilly along the west coast to the mid-Atlantic as well, and even a few parts in the mid-Atlantic coastal parts. While your highs would be right around near the freezing mark. Barely. For folks in the U.S., plenty of mild weather in Florida, mild temperatures along the Rio Grande, southern Arizona to California, freezing temperatures throughout the upper to mid-Mississippi Valley, Great Lakes region, the interior Northeast, and even the Rockies. Let's take a look. Wild for Wednesday morning. Your lows go just a little bit up, right around like -5 degrees Fahrenheit, Celsius. Why do I keep saying Fahrenheit? Ugh, hold on a minute. My room is getting cold. I gotta turn on the heater. Give me a second. Okay. In the U.S., for Wednesday morning, plenty of warmth in South Florida, southern Texas, and mild temperatures. Freezing temperatures, they're all over the Northeast, to the interior Mid-Atlantic, to parts of the interior South, to the central part of the country. Worst is in the Dakotas and the Rocky Mountains, the Great Basin, and the interior parts of the Pacific Northwest. Finally, wild for you, your... Oh boy, looks like your lows are going way down, Wild. This is when the real deal is going to occur. -5 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not ready for that low. Yeah, Wild, let's see. Yeah, but -5 Fahrenheit's not going to be your thing. I mean, if it were -5, I would say it would be. I'm trying to guess for you. Let's see, 14. Like a less than -15 degrees Celsius, Wild. That would be crazy. But so far, it's not the case for you, Wild. Hopefully, unless you're talking about wind chills. But anyway, for Wednesday night, Wild, your highs, believe it or not, are going to go down below what's going to happen for the morning lows for Wednesday morning. They're going to be right around, right between, right around almost -10 degrees Celsius. But I have to check that out. For folks in the U.S., plenty of warmth anywhere south of I-4. In Florida, mild temperatures throughout the Lone Star State, southern Arizona to California, along the west coast too. Plenty of freezing weather throughout much of the Northeast. Worst parts in the northern plains and the northern Great Lakes region, the Rocky Mountains. Let's see what we got in terms of dew point. Hold on. While your dew point values, they're going down, which could signify that there's going to be some dry weather, if I'm not mistaken. Plenty of humidity in Florida. Tiny bits throughout the Gulf Coast. And portions of the West Coast in southern Arizona. For tomorrow night, Wild, your lows would be... Hold on a minute. Alright, I'm back. So, Wild, your lows be just a little low. No. The dew point's going to be low. But what I'm guessing is that you're going to get, like, somewhat dry weather. Very cold weather, actually. I'm going to look up what -5 degrees Fahrenheit is. It's going to be a lot colder than you think. Well, a lot colder than -5 degrees Celsius. Could be right around almost -15 degrees Fahrenheit, Celsius. -15 degrees Celsius. Wow. I mean, not exactly, but right around close to which, if I'm not mistaken. Humidity in Florida is there. It's going to be there, as well as so much of the immediate coastal parts of the Gulf. And even parts of the Carolinas get some humidity. Southern Arizona to... much of the West Coast get traceable amounts of humidity. That's going to occur for tomorrow night, Tuesday morning, while your dew point values would be like right around a little, quite less than -10 degrees Celsius, which means there's gonna be some humidity that's going to build up. Some humidity would still occur throughout Florida and the eastern Gulf Coast, parts of the Carolina coastline, as well as southern Texas, southern Arizona, to Central Valley, California, the Bay Area, and as well as the Pacific Northwest on the coastal side. Tuesday night, wild. It looks like as though your dew point values would be close enough to your high for Tuesday night. What about for folks in the U.S.? A lot of humidity. It's in Florida, but some bit will be. There are parts of the immediate coastal parts of the East Coast, Central California, and coastal part of the Pacific Northwest. Wild for Wednesday morning, it looks like dew point values will be quite low, which could signify that could be some dry weather for Wednesday morning, but that could change. Plenty of humidity throughout Florida and Central California, and a few portions of the coastal Pacific Northwest. Wednesday night. Yep. Dew points start going down, which means there could be some wintry weather in your area, wild, but then there's going to be dry weather after that. But folks in the U.S., there's going to be plenty of humidity in the peninsula part of Florida, eastern Texas. Let me see. It's about negative 20.6 degrees Celsius. Nothing out of the ordinary for December, though usually not right at the beginning of the month. I need to proofread better. Well, no, you're good, Wild. You're good. Yeah, I got you. You know, those type of temperatures, especially in your area, they're very, very cold. There's no way I would. There's no way I would handle this type of weather. Yeah, because I mean, even though you're like right along Lake Superior, it's just so unbearable. You know, having to deal with winds that come from the interior rather than from the lake. Let's see, for Cape, let's see, plenty of convection in Florida, tiny bits of convection in the coastal part of Texas, interior Northeast, center part of the country, and the Rockies, a few parts of California. I need a drink, hold on. Tomorrow night, convections in Florida, tiny bits from Houston all the way to Minneapolis, Chicago, parts of the Great Lakes, north of Salt Lake City to Jackson to Pocatello, and northeastern in Spokane. A little bit of convection in South Florida. Traceable amounts of Cape stretches as far as Houston and New Orleans, all the way to places like Minneapolis to Indianapolis. Tuesday night, good amount of tiny bits of convection in Florida, very tiny bits from places like Jacksonville all the way to Milwaukee. And from Minot all the way to Salem. Wednesday morning, a good amount of convection in the Florida Keys, but tiny bits throughout the rest of Florida. the Appalachian Mountains, the interior Northeast, the Great Lakes, as well as the Northern Plains,